Olivier Gitter is the founder of Global Strat, who specialises in radical Islam, security and counter-terrorism. He joined me from London a short time ago. Olivier Gitter, thank you so much for joining us. In the last 18 months, there have been more than 200 people killed in terrorist attacks in France, Charlie Hebdo last January, the Paris attacks, including the Bataclan Theatre, and now this. Why France?
A couple of reasons. I would name four. First one is jihadist groups such as Al-Qaeda and Islamic State have put France at the top of their target list because of the French colonial past, if you will, in Africa. So we've seen a lot of Algerian and Moroccan operatives attacking France. Number two is those groups view France as an Islamophobic country because supposedly Muslims cannot practice their faith the way they want because of some of the laws that have passed in France.
Like the burqa ban?
Number three is that the burqa ban, exactly. So number three would be the fact that France has been waging a very aggressive war against jihadists around the world, much more than the US and much more than the UK, for instance, especially in Mali and all over Africa, and in Syria they're very active as well. And number four would be the fact that in now the top leadership of Islamic State, when it comes to foreigners, the French are representing a big portion of that and have very meaningful jobs, if you will, within Islamic State.
Now, Francois Hollande says this bears all the hallmarks, all the characteristics of a terrorist attack, but we're not confirming it at this stage. What makes you suspect that terrorism is involved here?
A couple of things. First, the modus operandi that was used is exactly what Islamic State has been calling for since September of 2014. They've had numerous messages calling their followers in the West to kill as many infidels as they could using cars, and that has happened already in France 4 times in the past 18 months. So now they use the truck. That's one thing. The second thing, the timing. Nothing happened during the Euro when it comes to attacks on stadium. And now for Bastille Day, which is very, very symbolical for the French, and also a way for a terrorist to say we can try to shake up your state the day of your independence, if you will, is very meaningful. And then third, the fact that Nice was not picked as a random target. I mean, it wasn't Lyon. I mean, Nice in July is really the center of France, if you will. It's not Paris any longer. And it's exactly what they would like to do, is inflict damage to the French economy, to French tourism, exactly the way they did in Tunisia with the attack in Sousse on the beach. The last point is we got intel just a few weeks back that Islamic State wanted to target the south of France, Italy and Spain over the summer.
Yeah, it wanted to target the beachside cities. Why is that?
Exactly. Exactly, because they want to try to do exactly what they did in Tunisia. They want to do a redux. So I was expecting more of an attack on the beach rather than an attack with the truck, but that doesn't mean that it's not possibly at least inspired by Islamic State. We should know in the next few hours whatever claim of responsibility we'll get, if we get any.
Now, this particular method that you're saying, using the truck, isn't exactly new because there's been vehicular attacks before in France. But now what can the government possibly do to stop this happening again?
A couple of things. They would need physically to put barriers and close off the street, for instance, which they did in Paris for the Euro 2016. I mean, people would have to walk a long way. They couldn't get with their car near the stadium, so they would have had to put yesterday some barriers not to let in, especially a truck. That's number one. Number two. a soft target obviously cannot be protected, and an unsophisticated attack like yesterday, or a jihadist coming with a knife and stabbing people on the street cannot be stopped if you don't have the intel beforehand of that potential attack being carried out.
All right, unfortunately we are out of time, but Olivier Guitta, thank you so much for joining 7:30.
My pleasure.